Hi, and welcome to another junk journal with me. We're on number 59. I am not doing a prompt, but I am working with these lovely file folders again that Maud had sent me. So I love her so much, and I ended up actually gluing that into the back of my journal. And so I still had some blank ones that she had sent me, and it's quite heavy cardstock, and I love them so much that I came up with something else that I wanted to do with them. So I was just looking for a page that I could work on, and I actually end up changing that. So I thought what I would do was I would take one of them and make a pocket out of it, and I would use the other one to put in the pocket, and over that I would put a so-called page tag, which is totally inspired by Tracy Fox again. I love her videos so much, and she actually has a digital kit where where you can print these page tags, and her digital kits are awesome, and I would purchase them if I would have access to a printer, but I currently don't at home. So I'm just trying to work with what I have. But do go check her out. She has lovely things in her shop, and I will link her video below, in which you can also find in her description box the shop. So getting back to my video, I wanted to cover this pocket with some text from a book page, and I'm using some Dutch text actually from the lovely Marieke. She had sent me this in a happy mail a while ago, and I'm so happy to use it. So I just traced the shape, cut it out, and instead of gluing it on, I decided to sew it on with some black sewing thread. And I really like that. I think it just adds an extra touch to sew. But of course, if you don't have a sewing machine, or you're not comfortable using a sewing machine like I was for many years, then just glue it. It's totally fine. So then I cut down the tag that I wanted to put in, and I wanted to cover that with some cardstock or designer paper. And I have this pad. I have no clue where I got this from. I don't know why. I never remember where I get my paper pads from. It's so random. I think I just pick them up wherever. I don't know. So anyway, I really love this one, and it has several pages that would have worked. And I just pick out 3 different designs, because the thought is to have one for the front, one for the back, and one for the tag I'm going to attach, which then will, yeah, you'll see. I again wasn't thinking really what I was doing. So anyway, so here I'm just again tracing the shape, and it was just a bit too long, that cardboard, so I just cut it down, and now I'm doing the same thing for the back side. I'm just turning it around, tracing the other side, cutting that to fit. And I don't know why with some papers my paper trimmer just totally does a horrible job on cutting, and it has these paper bits that just kind of stick to it. I don't know if you have that with your paper cutter, but I don't know, with some papers it's totally fine, and with some it totally can't handle them. Anyway, so now I'm just gluing both parts onto that cardstock. And of course I am inking up the edges. And I really love it exactly how it is. I mean, this is so cool. Like, it already looks so nice. But that was not the end. So I'm just inking up the pocket as well. So I love how that is gonna look. And next I decided to decorate the pocket, and I'm just tearing off some scraps of the designer paper that I had used for the tag on top. And now I'm going through my small ephemera box to see what I could put there as a focal point. Just going through various options. A lot of things in here were Happy Mail things. You know, I've just recently started doing a few Happy Mails, maybe a month or two ago, and it's amazing how many beautiful things I've received from other people. Like, I love it so much because they're obviously things that I don't have, and I love them. I use them all the time. So thank you to everyone who has done Happy Mail with me. I hope you're happy with the stuff I sent you as well. But it's just so much fun. And yeah, so I'm so happy to have so many little treasures that I can choose from. So here I'm still debating what to put on, and this is not what it's gonna be. Wasn't sure about that, and I decided to change it again. And then I saw these adorable animals, which were also from Happy Mail. I'm thinking, were they from Maud? I'm not totally sure. Maybe they were from Yuki. I'm really sorry, I don't remember. But they are so, so cute. It was so hard to choose because they were all adorable. Look at this mouse. Some of them were just too big. So trying to choose between the mouse and the squirrel. And I do decide to go with the mouse. It's so cute. It's sewing something. I just had to ink that up because that had way too much white on the edge. And still trying to see what I can add to the little mouse. I didn't want to add too much because I wanted it to really stand out. So I went through my little cigar box of things I had typed and decided to choose this one that says calm, because that little mouse looks so cute and calm when she's sewing. So all I did was I typed some words in a vintage font. I think it's American typewriter or something like that, in a Word document, made plenty of space around each word, and put my coffee dyed copy paper into the printer and printed them out. Now, I did this while I was still working last year, knowing that I would not have access now to a printer, so these are really little treasures for me that I hope will last still a while. One day I will figure out how to have access to another printer, but for the moment I don't have. It's not about getting a printer, it's about not having space in my flat. I have a small city flat and I'm working in my living room, and I've already kind of taken over half the living room with my craft stuff, but there really is no space for a printer at the moment. So until I have a solution, I will have to just use the things I have, which is totally fine. So here I am making this page tag that I was going to put on that bigger tag. And I think I'm doing it a little more complicated than I needed to. But anyway, so what I'm doing here is I cut one piece, which is the beige marbled paper, which is going to be like the base, and then I cut two smaller pieces of this designer paper to go on the front and the back, leaving some space at the top. And the reason for the space on the top was because I wanted to put some fabric on it, on top. And yeah, Once I pick out the fabric, I realized that I forgot a whole part of this whole thing. And by the way, Tracy Fox does this with paper on top. But I thought it would be cool to also do it with fabric. So here I'm just adhering those two designer papers onto the beige cardstock. So now I have this one tag, and I go ahead and choose my fabric. Now I wanted a fabric that would match with this pink, of course, and also with the other colors of the bigger tag. So I'm just checking what would work. And I end up going with this one. I'm always drawn to pinks and whites. It's such a beautiful combination now, especially in March now when we all are so eager for spring. I'm just so drawn to it. So I'm just cutting that to the width of the page tag. And then I realized, it's like, wait a minute, there's a whole part missing. I needed another tag because this was supposed to be a page tag that flips over the other tag. So I needed another tag on the back side so I would have something to flip. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's a bit complicated to explain, but you will see at the end, when you see the end product, what I'm talking about. So I'm choosing another designer paper, and I cut the same base with the beige marbled cardstock, and now I'm trying to choose which sections of that paper I'm going to use. So I'm again just cutting those out. This time I'm just using my scissors because I was sick of my what is it called? The paper trimmer not working well. So gluing those on. I know, I think at the moment everything is very confusing, but trust me, it will make sense. Okay, so now I have two tags which are the same size and which both have some space at the top. So over that space, I'm putting this fabric, right? So now I'm just measuring where I need to cut it, and I'm putting it over and see that it's too short. So I'm cutting another piece, just a little bit longer this time. Okay, this time it works. So I'm gluing that on both sides. And I'm just cutting that down to fit the width. Yeah, and there is my flip tag. So now you see, you can open it. And now I can fold this over the bigger tag. They're meant like a page flag, not like a page flag. I don't know. You can like use it maybe like as a bookmark or something. You can put it over anything, any page, but I just wanted to put it over this bigger tag. I don't know why. I just had the idea. Yeah, so now it has two sides. You can flip it up. It's pretty on the insides as well. And that's my project for today. I must say I love it. I'm so happy with it. Give it a try. It's so much fun. And don't forget the second tag. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.